Listen, SB with the truth, it might pierce your mind. And JP hit you with reality all the time. The way to keep it all the way 100, it should be a crime. Sports, news, politics, on the show you will find. Conversation grown, opinions they not alone. Savannah be the home, they coming straight for your dome. It is what it is, gonna be what it's gonna be. You are rocking with the Sean Brown Show with JP.
That's right, folks. From the East Coast to the West Coast and all around the United States of America, this is the Sean Brown Show on WQTS Digital Broadcast. It's good to be back, man. It's good to be back. Sean Brown here in studio, live in Savannah, Georgia. I've been gone for almost 2 weeks, but I'm here. I'm back. I'm in studio. JP's in here looking like Tiger Woods today. What's going on, bro? Missed you.
Man, listen, wait a minute. Hello?
You're on.
Hey, yeah, I was busy trying to win first place in these tournaments, man. I'm sorry. Had to hold down the show and do golf at the same time, man. I'm sorry, my fault. But we here, man. We here. Welcome back, bro.
It's good to be back. I've been gone in Tampa for the last 2 weeks with Southeastern Guide Dogs. I told everybody before I left that I was going for this major opportunity and a serious blessing that was part of my life. And I am back now. Big shouts out to the team at Southeastern Guide Dogs, Kim Hyde, Laska, Katie, all the crew, Allison Aldridge, everybody down there. When I say the program down in Tampa at Southeastern Guide Dogs for Pulse for Patriots, which is directly for veterans as JP gets naked on the camera, it's something that's life-changing for so many veterans. And for those veterans that are out there that are looking for that help, that need that assistance in dealing with not just the military situations, but you really need that help, and a service dog is what's best for you. You're going to want to get in contact with Southeastern Guide Dogs. Make sure you guys go check them out. Google them. And if you guys have the ability to donate, go donate, man, because everything they do is by donation. Everything is free for veterans. Absolutely free. It's amazing. But big-time shout-out to Kim Hyde, Katie, and Laska. They did it up big, bro. They did it up big. It's good to be home. I got my partner, Pella, here with me. She's laying down over here chewing on an antler. So we're having some fun, and life's good.
Cool, bro.
Life is good. Life is good. But apparently I missed a lot while I was gone.
You did. You missed a lot while you were gone. Yeah, you did.
So
I had the opportunity to loathe in victory while you were gone. I had the opportunity to oh man, what else? We talked about a lot of stuff. I mean, I still don't believe it, but I had a breakdown on air. But
really?
Yeah. Last Monday was I think last Monday was my son's birthday. So yeah, I waited till the end of the show and got through the entire show. The last couple of minutes kind of, gave my tribute to my son and everything. So it kind of went. It didn't go bad, but hey, that's my son. So
it's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I had some people hit me up and text me. It was like, man, are you all right? I watched the show and everything. I'm like, I'm good. It's just that's a real sensitive subject to me. So.
I mean, that's understandable, but at least people checked on you and made sure you were good, and also let us know one other thing. People are listening to the show.
Yeah, I know. I had more text messages and Facebook messages than I thought I would get. Like, people were just hitting me up for like an hour straight. Like, man, you good, man? You good? I'm like, yeah, I'm cool, man. I appreciate it. So, shout out to everybody that hit me up. I'm good now. So
he's good. He just needed me to come back. That's all he needed. He missed me.
Did I?
He missed me. That's all.
You can leave again.
Shouts out to everybody on Facebook Live, YouTube, the TuneIn app. We are all live today. Speakingthemic.com is the way you can always get in contact with the Sean Brown Show, or email us at theshawnbrownshow@gmail.com. We will always be available to you and answer your questions and anything you might need. If you have an organization that's looking to do big things and promote yourself, not on a local scale, but also on a national scale, we're looking to do the same thing, and we want to help you do that and partnering up with us. So get in contact with us at theshawnbrownshow@gmail.com and get on board, because big things are about to happen for us, and we're going to make sure that you guys are right on board with us. Big things are going down. Tiger Woods is back, ladies and gentlemen. Literally, not just his back is back, but Tiger Woods is back playing good golf. I actually got to sit and watch Tiger play this past weekend, and it was thoroughly enjoyable.
Yeah, man, he's here.
The
He's
fist
in the
bump
building.
is back.
Nah.
It's close.
It's close. I want that old fist bump, but he can't do it because of that back, though.
Tiger finished. I might be wrong. Tiger finished with 10 under this past weekend. The leader was
third place.
Yep, the leader was 13 under, so he was right there in the pack. It's only a matter of time, especially with the Masters coming up.
Yeah,
that would be huge.
He easily could have won that tournament. Just a bad decision on. I think it was.
Well, he bogeyed the 15th. Yeah, he bogeyed on the 15th, and it hurt him.
Yeah, he drove it right into somebody's backyard. That's not Tiger Woods. We know Tiger Woods. We know would have made a better decision. You know when you have back problems, you lose some of the power in your swing and things like that. So I'm thinking maybe he might have second guessed himself on how much power he had. And underestimated it, and I guess that power's still there because he shot it right into the backyard. So, I mean, but he's back 2 straight times that he finishes in the top 5. Yeah, I think he's about ready to go ahead and win one.
Yeah, he's doing well. But Phil Mickelson's also playing some good golf as well. A lot of the older guys are starting to pop up and get that last surge for success before they call it a career.
Yeah,
and go to the senior circuit.
Yeah, like you said, the Masters is coming up, so everybody steps up their game once April comes around. So it's I'm actually going to watch the Masters this year just to see what Tiger does. Tiger has been on the downslope the last 2 years, so I really didn't pay any attention to golf. But now that he's back and actually playing like he used to, I'm going to actually pay attention to it. So I hope he wins. If he wins, all the critics need to shut up.
I think the critics will get shot down anyway. It's only a matter of time. When you're winning shuts up everybody. Perfect example. Look at Loyola Chicago. Winning shuts everybody down.
I don't know if they had so many critics. It was just the usual thing. We know seeds, 11 seeds, 12 seeds. They don't really succeed this much in the tournament. I mean, we had Joyce Mason a few years ago. And we had Butler a few years ago going back to back national championship games. So, I mean, the question is, since I guess we're going to switch to NCAA basketball, the question is, can they go to the Final Four? I mean,
I think so.
They look really good.
I think they would have rather played Kentucky to make it to the Final Four, but I think they'll be okay with Kansas State.
I would prefer Kentucky over Kansas State
because Kentucky's younger.
Better.
Kentucky's a younger team,
right? And Kansas State is way better. Only thing I don't like about Loyola Chicago's run right now is the last 3 games they've played in this tournament have been combined decided by a total of 4 points. I don't like this close game stuff. I mean, if you deserve to be here because you won and you fought and you beat great teams. However, what's going to happen when you get to that team that actually takes you to a limit and it's not going to be that 4-point swing and you're not going to have a late game situation? What are you going to do when you're down 7 with 40 seconds to go? Or what are you going to do when you're down 9 with a minute to go? Everything's been so close every game they played, and it's got a kind of an uncomfortability level. They play good basketball, not taking it away from them. They deserve to be here. It's just, I don't know.
I'll tell you what they do when they get to that point. I'm going to tell you what they do.
Right.
When they get down to that point, they say, Sister Jean, it's time. It's time to call on the angels. Angels in the
backcourt. That's right.
That's the theme right now for Loyola Chicago. They did win last night, 69 to 68 over Nevada,
and that was a great game.
Advancing to the Elite Eight. It was a good game. Quite a few good games last night. As Florida State upset Gonzaga 75 to 60. Michigan absolutely obliterated Texas A&M 99 to 72, and again Kansas State beat Kentucky by 3, 61 to 58.
Somebody on Facebook told me that because Texas A&M lost to Michigan, that Texas A&M's win against North Carolina was a fluke. I'm not going to say who said that, but when you lose by 21, it's not a fluke. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you get
dubbed,
you get dubbed.
It's not a fluke.
Dubbed is dubbed. You hand over the remote.
Hand over the remote. Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, you get dubbed. It's not a fluke. You just got outplayed, and it is what it is. But Elite Eight looks wonderful right now.
It does. It does. The other side of the Sweet 16 plays tonight. Clemson at Kansas, West Virginia at Villanova, Syracuse at Duke. Texas Tech at
Oh,
Purdue.
you already know what it
It's
is.
I think that's going to be for Duke specifically. I think that's going to be a much closer game than people are thinking.
I believe that. I just think it's.
I mean, Duke's favored, but I look at perfect example UMBC. They were 98% chosen to lose. Duke's 89.4% in the matchup predictor chosen to win this game over Syracuse. But any given day, that's the beauty of this NCAA tournament this year and the season as a whole.
That's very true. Any given day, any team can win. Just take Loyola Chicago. But in this Duke-Syracuse matchup, there's a few points why I like us better than Syracuse.
Okay.
Of course, we all know that Mike Krzyzewski and Duke have been using the zone most of the season, and it's worked for them, especially in the tournament. Holding last time they played Rhode Island last game, they held Rhode Island as 7 of 19 from 3, 36%. So that zone, that outside zone stretched out is actually is doing some work. Now here's the thing: Syracuse and Duke play the same zone. Now Jim Boeheim, which is Syracuse's head coach, turned Mike Krzyzewski on to the zone.
True, very
essentially.
true.
They used it in the Olympics because Coach K coaches the Olympics, head coach, and Boeheim is an assistant.
Yep.
So he kind of had said, "Hey, Coach K, look at this zone thing." So they started to use it. Now here's the difference: Duke is way bigger than Syracuse down low. Now we all know the way to break a zone is go from the inside to the outside.
Yep.
Right. You work from the free throw line. The free throw line man has his options: turn around, shoot the little 10-foot jumper, or he could kick it out. We have better shooters than Syracuse. Our big men are better than Syracuse. I think the only problem we might have is if either Bagley or Carter Jr. get in foul trouble early. That'll be our only Achilles heel. But if they can stay out of foul trouble, prevent the player control fouls, things like that, then we'll be good. Last time we played Syracuse, we beat them by 18. So I don't think we'll have a problem. But like I said, when it comes to tournament time, any given day, anybody can lose, anybody can win. I just think we have the advantage right now, not just because we're the second ranked in the region, but just because we have better players, we're more athletic, and I think our zone is working better than Syracuse, to be honest with you.
Okay, so at what point do we see Grayson Allen be Grayson Allen?
Meaning?
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't think you see it.
You don't think Grayson Allen's going to slip up if it gets tough?
No.
Okay.
If he hadn't slipped up all season, he ain't going to now in an important.
All season?
Come on, man.
Like 3 weeks ago, he just
Are you really going to talk about that hip check?
The hip check.
Dude,
yeah, it was great.
Flopped.
It was a great hockey check.
That he flopped.
Great hockey check.
Come on, man. Come
the
on,
flop
man.
was in midair, but it was a great hockey check.
Okay, well,
Great
the dude
hockey
didn't
check.
have to jump. I'm sorry. He didn't have to jump, and nobody wants to say that Grayson Allen went for the steal behind him first. So if you're reaching out, of course, your back end is going to kind of go out when you're reaching.
True.
So it was just unfortunate that the guy, I mean, it looked like he might have checked him a little bit, but come on, it ain't like he took his freaking hip off.
It was a little questionable.
It wasn't like last year, him tripping.
Yeah. Well,
That was kind of obvious. But
we're going to see tonight, though, because Duke and Syracuse go at it at 9:37 p.m. on CBS. Everything tonight is on CBS or TBS, as they are hosting the March Madness tournament this year. 2 number ones in action tonight is Kansas and Clemson. Kansas and Villanova, both number 1 seeds in the tournament. 7:07 game tonight, Kansas at Clemson, and 7:27 is Villanova, West Virginia. Any upsets predicted in these, John?
Yep.
Which one? Both?
Clemson, Kansas.
I could see that. I could see Clemson over Kansas.
I definitely see that.
That's a very, very even matchup. It's a lot more even than it's being predicted to be. Clemson's led by Reed leads Clemson right now, 15.9 points a game, and Graham still leads Kansas at 17.4. So it's really dependent on what these two guys do for their respective teams.
Yeah, when you have Graham, anything is possible when you're Kansas. Graham's carried them all year. So, I mean, and the supporting cast for Kansas is good. Clemson's just a gritty team. We've seen games where we thought, teams were supposed to win, and then this other team comes in and kicks them in the teeth. So, Virginia, UMBC.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that'd be the only upset. West Virginia, Villanova may be close, but Villanova down the stretch is very much more disciplined than West Virginia, in my opinion, and they'll get the job done. I think we'll beat Syracuse. I don't know the other game. Texas Tech, Purdue.
That's going to be a close game.
I don't know if you can call Texas Tech winning that game an upset because it's 2-3. But
Well, technically speaking, it's still an upset. Both teams have played well. Purdue averaged 80.8 points per game, and Texas Tech averaged 74.9 points per game. So they're going to have to go a little bit above average tonight if Purdue manages to hit their average. Of course, these matchups are predicted based off of statistics, not based off of how the teams are playing currently in the tournament. So it's a little bit skewed.
yeah, a little bit.
Again, it's any given day. You never know what to expect. So we're going to see tonight. I'll be watching when I get back from church. We got Pastor's anniversary going on this weekend.
Oh, shout out to him.
So shouts out to Pastor Moore over at Savannah Deliverance Center. Make sure he's doing big things, man. He's doing big things.
Man.
It's amazing. They received me with open arms in my situation with my service dog, and
Absolutely.
and it's a beautiful thing to see. It's not every day that you experience people that actually care. So
Yeah, you're right.
Shouts out to them.
And since we're still on the NCAA basketball before we switch gears, man, shout out to ACC having 4 teams still in the tournament, bro. ACC is representing.
They are. They're getting it done.
They
Of course,
are.
my squad went out first round, but, it happens.
It's okay.
It happens.
We weren't going to say anything, ladies and gentlemen, but since he brought it up.
Folks, I apologize if you see the camera continue to move. I thought I had it set properly before we got on the air, but I had to get it fixed because only half of me was in the screen. Now it's about 98% of me is in the screen, so I'll take it.
I'm not that big, man. You could have screwed it over.
That's all right. Well, I've got my stand there too. But yeah, man, the NBA is in full swing. It's amazing. Some say it's the most wonderful time of the year as NCAA basketball is wrapping up, and then we get to NBA finals, NBA playoffs and playoffs.
All right.
It's gonna be fun.
I had completely changed my prediction of who I think is in the finals. Yeah.
All right, who you got now?
I got Toronto and Houston.
Toronto and Houston. If Golden
Toronto
State can't get healthy, I can agree with that.
Toronto is 19-3 in their last 21 or
True.
last 22, and Houston's just playing lights out right now. And with injuries to Golden State right now, Curry, Durant,
All 4.
Klay Thompson, the big 4, all of them are injured right now.
You think they're really hurt, or do you think they're resting them? Because they changed it this year where you couldn't really rest players.
Right.
So are they really hurt, or is it I rolled my ankle, quote unquote? I'm gonna sit for a couple weeks.
I don't take anything for granted, not at this point in the season. If I rolled my ankle, I think I would sit down too, because I don't want to take the risk of playing on a slightly rolled ankle and then rolling it again and then it becoming a severely rolled ankle. And then I really have to sit out some games. And the one thing I don't want to do if I'm Golden State is sit out games in the playoffs, Western Conference semis, Western Conference finals,
True.
finals if you make it that far. So, yeah, I would sit. I think we pretty much locked up the second seed in the West, or pretty much know that we're going to make the playoffs. So I think the number 1 seed isn't really that important to them right now. They won't run into Houston until the Western Conference Finals, I believe, if the way the bracket falls out.
Yeah, it's about right.
Yeah, they won't run into the Western Conference Finals. So, and I mean, their supporting cast is decent. It could get them by. Let's just say that it could get them by the first couple of rounds, and then that's well enough time to rest up your stars, or rest a couple of stars at one point and play them, and then flop the stars like you play Durant and Draymond Green one series, and then you switch it and play Curry and Thompson one series. So either way, I think all of them will be ready by the time the finals come around if they get that far. But I still got Houston and Toronto. Both of them are playing level of basketball that hasn't been seen in a while.
Yeah,
So.
but Golden State's back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Golden State. I'm sorry, Cleveland is back.
Well,
I apologize. I meant Cleveland the whole time. Cleveland's playing good ball again, man.
Well, they are, but I think they're third in the East right now.
Yep.
They are coming upon a potential meeting with Philly,
Which could be interesting.
Yes,
that's a
what I'm
huge
saying.
rivalry right now.
It could be
Both
Washington, the
Toronto,
Wizards.
Boston, and Cleveland have all clinched.
So they would play the Wizards if the playoffs started right now.
Yes,
And that's
And the
not an
Wizards-
easy way out either.
Well, the thing is, the Wizards are half a game behind Indiana, so that 5, 6, 7 slot is very open right now. The Heat are only 2 games behind the Pacers. That's going to be very interesting. That the 4 through 8 slots for the playoffs are really up for grabs.
Yeah, if I'm Cleveland right now, I hope Indiana falls down because I don't want to play Washington.
There's only 2 teams that are still in the hunt for a playoff spot. That's the Pistons and the Hornets. The Hornets, by the way, with Dwight Howard dropping 30-30 earlier this week. I missed that while I was gone.
And where was that the entire first half of the season?
The first half of his career.
He was doing that. He was getting he wasn't getting 30-30, but he was giving you 20 and 15 in the beginning of his career. But
Dwight Howard is a glorified Kwame Brown.
No.
Now he is.
No. Maybe right now, but the body of work is way better than Kwame Brown right now.
His Superman days have been over for a long time.
That may be true.
Long time.
Well, I don't know. You just dropped 30 and 30, so
who are they even playing?
it doesn't matter. Don't worry.
Oh no, it does matter. It matters now.
You don't have to talk about that.
That's important because if they were playing nobody, oh wait, they were probably playing the Knicks, weren't they?
No.
Okay,
I know who they were playing, but I'm not going to know.
So who are they playing, JP?
Don't worry about it.
What?
It's all right.
I'm going to look it up regardless.
No, it's okay. You don't have to.
Too late.
You don't have to look, man. I'm just saying.
Oh, Brooklyn, close enough to the Knicks. Close enough. A New York team. So another one of JP's teams.
No,
it's funny how that happens.
I'm a Knicks fan, sir.
I knew it had to be somebody in New York that JP was trying to hide and cover for.
God, she's a hater, man.
I know. While I was in Tampa, on the way back to the airport, I got to see the whole Yankees area on the way back to the airport, Steinbrenner Field, and all that good stuff. It was fun. We were trying to make it to a Pirates spring training game.
Okay.
But things didn't work out because the
Pirates
are right there in Tampa.
You're sitting there talking about my New York teams. Do you really think New York would be in 11th place in the East if Porzingis wouldn't have got hurt?
Oh, no. Oh, the Knicks would be in the playoffs if Porzingis hadn't got hurt. I'll say that off top. And I think the Wizards would have been higher seeded had John Wall not gotten hurt.
Right.
But they're still playing good ball. It's the Sixers. The Sixers are the X factor in the East. If the Sixers gel really, really well coming into the playoffs in the first couple rounds, you're going to see an upset.
Well, I mean, the Sixers went from...
But Milwaukee's no pushover if Milwaukee's at 8 seed.
Well, they wouldn't play Milwaukee. They play Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
4 plays 5.
4 or 5. Yep,
yeah.
You're right. 1 plays 8. 2 plays 7. 3 plays 6. Yep, you're right. But I'm not worried about Lance Stevenson at all. Whose ear is he going to blow in? That's the question.
Oh, here we go. See, you can't leave well enough alone with this guy, man. I'm telling you. He'll bring it back up in your face.
It's like the paper bag theory. Keep it in the lunch bag and pull it back out when you need it.
The hip pocket. It's the hip pocket.
Let's look at the Western Conference and look at the playoff slots for the NBA. 2 teams have already clinched. That's Golden State and the 2 seed, and the Houston Rockets and the 1 seed. I think Golden State's sitting pretty in that 2 seed, to be honest.
Yeah. They're what's that?
It gives them an easy streak because
they're 9 games above Portland.
Yeah, they've got time.
So
then that's why people are conveniently hurt. But I'm gonna leave that alone.
Well, I mean, even if they weren't hurt, I'd still rest them.
But
if
you're not allowed to rest them.
Well,
Per the new policies of the league, they're telling people to stop resting their players. You didn't hear about that in the offseason?
Who started that?
Adam Silver. Oh yeah. Well, San Antonio and
thanks a lot, Melvin Cochran.
LeBron used to keep sitting to rest for the playoffs. If anybody needs rest, it's LeBron for the playoffs. The man's playing 40 minutes a game. But he's playing his best basketball of his career right now.
Yeah.
LeBron is just outstanding right now, but we're talking about the West Coast. Houston's the number 1 seed. Golden State is the number 2 seed. If things started right now, Portland is 13.5 games back from first place, followed by New Orleans. That 5, 6, 7 would be Oklahoma City, San Antonio, and Minnesota, with Utah wrapping it out. But Utah is only 2 games in front of Denver.
And so is Minnesota. So let's not.
You got to tie for the 8 spot.
Right. Let's not make it like Minnesota and Utah have locked it up because Denver's right behind them. So,
and believe it or not, if something magically happened and Utah and Minnesota and Denver and LA struggled for the rest of the season, the Lakers still have a chance to get in.
I don't know about that.
The Lakers are
7 games behind LA, the Clippers right now. You would have to completely tank the rest of the season. You have, what is that? 70. There's only 10 games left in the season.
10 games left. They're 8 games behind to get into a playoff spot?
It's not happening.
We'll see. We'll
It's
see.
not
You
happening.
never know. You
It's
never
not
know.
happening. It's not.
Sometimes that help.
happening.
I mean, you got to look at it. If teams play each other, it's going to cancel out. You never know.
Yeah, they're 8. They're
This time next week, we'll be able to make a final decision on it.
Oh yeah.
This time next week.
This time next week, seeding should be just about final.
Yeah, easily. It'll be finalized. We'll also be talking WrestleMania next week because WrestleMania is next Sunday. Yes.
Is it?
It's next Sunday.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. First Sunday in April.
No, it's not. It's the Sunday after that.
One way to find out.
Actually, it might be.
It's next Sunday. I'm telling you.
Is it the
next Sunday.
1st?
Yes.
April 1st?
Yes. Next Sunday is April 1st.
Dang, that thing crept up on me real quick.
Yeah, because it's usually around your birthday.
Yeah.
Not this year, though.
No, April. I told you it was the next Sunday. April 8th.
Okay, whatever.
Oh, you've been gone too long, sir.
Sorry,
Golly.
folks. I'm catching up. Shouts out to everybody again down in Tampa. Donald Pearson, we see you checking in on the Facebook Live feed. Joseph Harris, Michael Kearney, we see you.
Old school, what's happening?
Everybody doing big things and supporting the show. We appreciate you guys. If you notice, if you guys give us a comment now, we're now putting your comments onto the live feed, so that way it's permanently emblazoned into our show for the day.
Right. So if you
you'll be able
say
to see
something
yourself.
and you're wrong, we can go back and document it.
Yes, and
Right.
if you're a school teacher cursing on the air, it's gonna be seen. But yes, WrestleMania April 8th, coming live from New Orleans on the WWE Network. I think it's gonna be one of the good ones. It's setting up to be a really good show.
Wrestling's changed. I don't watch it like I used to.
I'm just curious to see what Ronda Rousey's gonna do. To be honest.
She's got Stephanie and
Yes. And then with Daniel
Kurt
Bryan
Angle.
getting cleared this past Tuesday, WrestleMania looks like it's going to be very interesting. I see a Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens coming as well.
Yeah, I could see that for Backlash.
No, I see that for WrestleMania.
Well, yeah, it's possible. It's still got 2 weeks.
Because with Daniel Bryan being cleared, it would be bad business not to have Daniel Bryan on the card if he's cleared to wrestle. Easily one of the most over talents in wrestling right now.
But I think he's gonna see. I think he's gonna see some kind of in ring before WrestleMania.
Oh yeah,
you don't just take a dude off of. You don't
So
just
you
clear
think he's
a
gonna
dude
have a match
then
before
put him
then?
right. He'll have something to where he has to take like some serious bumps. I mean, he
Well, he
did
did Tuesday.
yeah, he did Tuesday,
He
but
took a power bomb on the side of the apron.
yeah, but the side of the apron is a little bit more different than running the ropes, taking bumps, hitting turnbuckles. All of that is different. Running ropes, for people who don't know, running ropes is not rope. The ropes are not ropes, essentially. It's basically cable wire inside of a water hose taped with tape.
Really?
Yeah.
I learned something new today.
That's what it is.
Thought it was rope
That's
with tape.
essentially what it is. But I mean, WWE might be a little bit more sophisticated since they're the big time. But the ones I ran on, no, that's cable wire, like almost like cable wire, like you run on
The metal wire.
right?
That's painful.
And it's stretched out, so
That's
it can make
pretty-
it flexible.
that's
Yeah, it's
pretty
very painful. But having said all of that, Daniel Bryan has to see something in ring, so he can know how to take bumps. I know he does. I know he's probably doing it at like Performance Center or whatever, but he has to do something in action, real time, just so he could be comfortable taking bumps, running ropes. Like I said, turnbuckles, top rope stuff. It's got to be something. It's probably going to come next week sometime, but I don't know.
Well, it's going to be
But
interesting.
I'm
to
glad
see,
he's back, though.
Yeah, it was, and I watched just for that. I stayed up and watched just for that this past Tuesday. I wish they had waited and like revealed it at WrestleMania. I think they kind of jumped the gun, telling everybody in advance. But we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. Still looking forward to, of course, to see how they're going to keep playing this John Cena Undertaker angle. I like it so far.
Yeah, I like it.
I do like it so
A
far.
bad guy with a heel promo.
Well,
I mean, good guy with a heel promo.
Yes,
I like it.
It's really kind
You
of.
know, you know what it's similar to? Oh, a perfect example. Go back circa 2005, Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan.
True. Very true. Very, very true.
Shawn Michaels was super baby face until he kicked Hogan in the face.
But here's the question, though. If you notice, a lot of the Cena promos that he's been doing, he's really bringing Taker down to a man status, not the phenom status. So do we see Taker or do we see the American Badass?
At this point in his career, I wouldn't switch my character.
Go back to it.
I mean, he's one of the only ones that were able to start with one character, reinvent himself into a completely different character. He went away from the dark side, death, casket
Gangrel,
thing type. Yeah, he went completely away from that and turned into an American biker, essentially.
Well,
and then brought himself. Well, actually, he
with
started.
Kid Rock being inducted, that's why I kind of figured we might see the American Badass.
Possibly. And I mean, I am misspoken because Undertaker has changed his gimmick 4 times.
Really?
Yes. He was
talking from WCW to the current?
He was never WCW.
Okay.
He was WWE 91 Undertaker casket pallbearer gimmick. That was funeral Undertaker.
Yeah.
Then he went to Lord of Darkness Undertaker and went to like a devil type sacrifice following
Gangrel and Edge
and all of that. Yeah, the Brood. The Brood was in there. So he went there and was there for a minute. Then he went to American Badass, motorcycle, American flag gimmick, and then he came back to what he started in 91, regular Undertaker. So that's 4 times, and every time was successful. In wrestling, reinventing yourself is darn near. Well, reinventing yourself and keeping the fans is almost impossible.
Bray Wyatt. Matt Hardy's done it now.
Yeah, but Matt Hardy's moved.
True.
Matt Hardy went from WWE to Ring of Honor to Impact Wrestling to, he's been certain places. Undertaker's been constantly one place the entire time.
Valid, very valid point.
So,
very valid point.
I guess that's why he's legendary. So, I mean, honestly, him beating Cena should be his last match. If
beating Cena or taking a loss?
He's got to beat him. He's got to. John Cena's already solidified Hall of Famer. He's doing so many other things.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight Show, movies. Not Tonight Show, Today Show, movies, Kids' Choice Awards. He's out there. He's good. He's the second Rock, essentially. So Undertaker hasn't been known for movies and all that. All he's been is wrestling. So for him to have his last match, he's got to win. You can't retire on a loss. I think that's why they waited so late in the season for John Cena to start making promos for Undertaker. For one, we didn't know if he was going to come back at all.
True, because of his injuries.
Right, because of his injuries and because of what he did at the WrestleMania, laying the jacket down and hat.
Yeah.
And then he came on the Raw. Which
further makes me think about American Badass.
Yeah. Well, yeah, true.
Did he hang up the Undertaker gimmick?
Well, he came back on that Raw anniversary show as regular
Undertaker.
Undertaker.
Terrible, though.
He looked old.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean
that's
old.
neither here nor there. No, but he looked real old. He like sick. But that's neither here nor there. He's got to win this WrestleMania and then call it quits.
Well, did you know that Undertaker, Mark Calloway, is a sponsor for Nine-Line?
Yes.
Didn't know that until a few weeks ago.
Yes, absolutely.
It's actually cool to see. So there's a local Savannah-based organization that is sponsored by The Undertaker from WWE.
There you go.
Big time things.
I've got to start the bus later, too.
So I hate to disappoint some folks on the air that are listening right now, but it's official as today. Craigslist has shut down its personal section. Had to put that out there.
Personal section?
Yes. The personal section.
Like Black Planet?
Yep. Yep. Backpage, Black Planet, Black People Meet, Plenty of Fish, ChristianMingle.com, but not really ChristianMingle.com. Yeah,
That's a bad idea anyway.
Yeah, it's Craigslist. Of course it is.
Yeah. I'm not going to find a date on Craigslist. I'm sorry.
I don't think their personal section was for dates.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like Tinder. Swipe left.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll leave that alone.
Oh, boy.
Let's talk Major League Baseball. Season is right around the corner. Opening day is right around the corner. Savannah Bananas baseball is right around the corner. Let's talk baseball.
I like it.
That's it.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I've only got one team, so I only follow one team, and that's
talk to me about the Yankees. What's it looking like for spring training for the Yankees?
Man, we look good. I think Stanton is coming. He's not coming to his own completely yet.
Mm-hmm.
He's had a couple of bombs that he hit, but everybody wants to put Stanton in the home run category. We all know he can hit home runs, but what about the other stuff he can do? Great fielder. He can put the ball in play. Not the fastest person, but he can get it done where it needs to be done. Like if we're down 1 and we have 2 men on base, we don't need him to hit it over the fence. All we need is a hit. That's all we need, because a runner on second is going to come around and score. That's going to tie the game. So I think a lot of people, all they talk about is his home run power. But let's talk about the other stuff. Let's talk about, like I said, the ability to put the ball in play, the ability to find the gap, the ability to field correctly.
You're right, because, I mean, the home run ball doesn't make your batting average what it is.
Yeah.
It's putting the ball.
Small stuff.
It's making contact, singles, stretching out a couple doubles here and there. Yeah, hitting the long ball's great, but you got to be able to score the runner with a single when it's needed, not hit the long ball.
Yeah, you need a long ball if you're down by like 5.
Speaking of baseball and the long ball, MLB The Show 18 did release today.
I heard it was good.
I'm going to get it as soon as we get off the air because I forgot it came out today. I might just download it digitally. Yeah, I think I will download it digitally. Like, do it right here while I'm on the phone. But it's baseball season is one of my favorite times of the year. It's very long, but the game of baseball, I had this discussion with my classmates in Tampa. The game of baseball is very strategic. It's very calculated. But if you understand the game, it's so enjoyable to watch.
It is.
It really is, whether it's
I think
on
that's
TV
why I don't
or in person.
That's why I don't enjoy football that much, because I really don't understand it. That's why I'm not like a super homer fan of the Patriots. I support them, but you're not going to see me wearing a New England Patriots T-shirt.
Well, the difference between football and baseball, strategy-wise, there's a little less strategy. There's less strategy in football. Let's be honest.
Oh, absolutely.
Football's more of you got to beat your man. Baseball is you have to outthink the other team.
Right.
So if you got runners on the corners, 2 outs or 1 out, let's say 1 out, man's at bat, runners on the corners, you're down 1. You need to tie the game. What do?
Depending on who's on base.
Squeeze.
With 2 outs?
1 out.
Okay, one.
Runners on the corners.
Runners on the corner.
You're down by 1. You need to tie the game. That's the focus. That's the priority.
Right.
To tie this game. You got a bad batter at the plate.
A bad batter?
A bad batter. He's batting 205. Squeeze. Squeeze. But he can run. Squeeze.
Okay, bad batter.
He can run.
What's the count?
Don't matter the count.
Yeah, it
does.
does.
If you're running a squeeze, you're running a squeeze. If you're running a hit and run,
you can't run a squeeze with 2 strikes, because essentially the batter's going to bunt.
That I understand.
So if you foul the bunt off, it's an out.
That I understand. But obviously, I'm talking about early in the count. He's coming to the plate. This is the situation. Bottom of the ninth, right?
Okay.
We'll say Savannah Bananas and making bacon. Bottom of the ninth. Savannah Bananas are down 1. They got runners on the corners.
Right.
Right? Batter steps to the plate. Speed guy. Not necessarily a big contact guy. Right?
Right.
What's your situation?
2 outs?
2 outs.
I don't know if I squeeze.
You got to take the chance. You got to take a chance sometimes.
I don't know if I squeeze. I try to make contact down the third base line to make it difficult for the double play, plus almost impossible to catch the runner at the plate.
You play it down the third baseline, you got a shorter throw to home.
Yeah, but it's got to get there.
True.
Especially if the third baseman is leading.
If it's a bad hitter, that hitter might put too much on it. And then you got to have the hitter, depending on his right-handed or left-handed, that hitter's got to make some moves to get that ball that direction, too. It's a lot to look at.
It's a lot to look at. I mean, that's why they call third base the hot corner, and that's why that's why I go that way. A rope down the third base line, depending on where you're playing, is either easy to field or almost impossible to field, especially from a right-handed batter.
Yeah, you're right.
On the other side, left-handed batter would be the first base.
So you wouldn't run the squeeze. You're at home, by the way. You wouldn't run the squeeze.
No.
Well, so you would take that chance.
I would.
So what you also look at is, do you have to force a second?
Yeah, but they're not going to be worried about the force at center. They're going to be worried about the third baseman coming home to tie the game.
Or the force at home.
Yeah, that's what they're going to worry about first. They're going to worry about that runner at the plate. That's what they're going to worry about first. Because if they go to second, then that runner's going to score and the game's going to be tied. So they're going to be worried about that player running home first. So I guess it's all in positioning, where you want to position the ball and where you hit it and how hard you hit it. But that's the strategy of the game, like we always say.
The beauty of baseball.
Yeah,
the beauty of baseball.
It's a chess game. That's what it is.
3 pitchers and a manager were ejected yesterday in the Philadelphia and Detroit exhibition matchup during spring training. The Phillies won the matchup 6-2. I might have said that backwards. I think the Phillies lost that matchup.
The Phillies lost.
Yeah, Phillies lost that 6-2 to Detroit Thursday. Hit batters, caused pitchers to get ejected. It's baseball season. Gotta love it.
During spring training, man.
Gotta love it. I mean, that's a rivalry anyway.
5 players ejected in spring training. Come
Detroit,
on, man.
Philly. I mean, Philly's still celebrating the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, so you know.
You're supposed to be getting your legs up under you in spring training. You ain't supposed to be fighting. What is this?
That's what happens, man. That's what happens. Let's run back some spring training scores from yesterday. Yankees beat the Twins 2-1. Orioles over the Red Sox 10-7. Lord. Marlins over the Astros 15-7. Tigers over the Phillies 6-2, as we said previously. Evans Davis Braves went down 8-2 against the Cardinals.
I'm not surprised.
The Tampa Bay Rays beat the Blue Jays 5-3. Padres over the Indians 7-6. The Brewers beat the Royals, low scoring game 1-0. Rockies over the Athletics 4-2. At Lecom Park in Tampa, Florida, which I almost got a chance to go to. Blue Jays beat the Pirates 5-4. That would have been a good game to watch. Nationals lost to the Mets. That's right. Nationals lost to the Mets 12-5. Seth Lugo with the win. It's a great day. Reds over the Rangers 7-6. Hey, we got to take them when we can. Mariners beat the Rangers 5-4. White Sox over the Diamondbacks 3-1. The Los Angeles Dodgers beat the Angels of Anaheim 4-3. And the Giants beat the Cubs 4-3 as well.
You said something about that. Was that the Royals game you were talking about?
Which one?
The one that was 1-0. What game was that? The very low scoring game that you were talking about.
The 1-0 game.
1-0 game. The
Brewers
and the
Royals.
What does that say about the Royals defense that the Brewers get off 10 hits and only score 1 run?
I mean, the Tigers put up 13 hits. The Marlins put up 20 hits.
Yeah, but they also scored 6 runs, and the Marlins scored 15 runs on 20 hits.
That's terrible defense or terrible pitching, I should say. Let's see what it was. It had to have been terrible pitching. The loss went to Chris Morton. 9 earned runs.
3 1/3.
1 K.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yucky.
That's simply how it goes. But it's spring training. It's time for everybody to make their effort to make it onto that 40-man roster and make the active roster, more importantly. Of course, I'm looking forward to see what the New York Mets are going to put together. As we know, we got so many friends that we know that play for the Mets now that were Sand Nats. It's fun to see what the guys are putting together and progressing to that statistical perfect. Perfect. Looking forward to see Dom Smith crank a few out this year too.
Yeah, if he hits a home run, I'm marking out, dude.
Well, he's hit a couple already.
Straight up. I mean, I got to see it on TV. I'm a mark out for real. I'm a mark for former Sand Nats. I'm sorry.
I'm a Mets fan, so of course, I know Sand Nats players that make it up to the big league, and then of course you got Savannah's own John Grant pitching for the Mets, not the Mets, but the Braves still.
Yes.
So it's fun to see. It's fun to see the guys, like I said, progress and make their way up to that next level. What's going on in the world of movies and politics and all those things? What have I missed?
Still the best movie in the country.
Is Black Panther still running things?
6 weeks straight, sir.
Oh, man.
Come on, man. We here.
So it appears we have missed another government shutdown as Congress was able to get their egos together and agree on a spending bill to avert a shutdown. $3 billion. I think it was $3 billion. Yeah, $3 billion agreement for spending. That's going to help us. Although the president, Donald J. Trump, has officially been approved for his parade that he wants on Veterans Day, which is dumb, but whatever.
Why is it dumb?
Because it's a waste of taxpayers' dollars.
Everything he's done has been a waste of taxpayers' dollars.
Well, yeah.
Everything he's done has been a waste, period.
Well, I won't say that. I won't say that.
Come on, man.
Everything he's doing is not negative.
This presidency,
he's doing some positive things, but the negative outweigh the positive.
This presidency is like sitting at home watching Celebrity Apprentice, the marathon.
True. Very true.
That's all this is.
Omarosa got fired again.
This is a see.
Some things are consistent.
See, this is not good, man.
Omarosa, I want you to come work for me, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fire you just like on the show. It's gonna be so cool.
I mean, this guy has no scruples whatsoever firing a guy 24 hours before he's supposed to get his pension. Come on, man.
Well, what killed me is the fact
dirty.
that how do you fire a man while he's in Africa working for you, and he finds out on Twitter? That's what got me. I was like, wow, that's ridiculous. But yeah, the originator and founder of Blockbuster Video passed away.
Oh man.
As well as the originator and founder of Toys R Us.
Oh, you couldn't take it anymore.
Rough 2 weeks of Toys R Us. Definitely a rough 2 weeks of Toys R Us. Too soon? What?
I didn't even know, so it's not too soon. All I knew was Toys R Us wasn't going to be around anymore. And why are people so sad about that?
I mean, we grew up with Toys R Us.
Yeah, we did, but with the advent of Amazon and all of this other stuff, wouldn't nobody care about no Toys R Us right now? Now all of a sudden it's going to shut down. I'm going to be a Toys R Us kid.
No, man. I mean, the new generation never really shopped at Toys R Us. What gets me is the fact that that's not just Toys R Us. That's Babies and Kids R Us too.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that rely on their baby products, as overpriced as they are, that's a loss right there. But now you got to go to Walmart and Target.
But you know what this is?
Our Target.
This is gonna kill kids though, because you know what? I remember being a kid going to Toys R Us and just walking around.
Oh yeah,
being in awe. We didn't buy nothing. We just looked at.
That's because before you got out the car, Mama said, "Don't touch nothing. You ain't getting nothing. Don't ask for nothing. You got toys at home that you don't play with now, so don't ask for nothing."
So spot on. Wow.
That's like every black family. As soon as you pull up, oh, we're going to Toys R Us. No, I'm going to Toys R Us. Don't touch nothing. Don't ask for nothing. You got toys you don't play with.
It's funny because it's true.
It's very, very true. But then on the other side of the spectrum, now, Bobby, we're going to go in the store. If you see something you like, I want you to let me know, and I'll think about getting it for you. And then you get to the checkout line is,
wow, that sounds painful.
That's what it's painful to watch and listen to.
That sounded quite painful, sir.
It is. I mean, to the people that are in the store, Toys R Us provided me my very first opportunity.
Whoever's kid cries like that, man, they're going through some issues. They need some help.
Toys R Us was my first opportunity to see the opposite side of the spectrum when it comes to behavior in a store.
Oh no! When you become a parent.
Oh
my goodness.
Cool, because you always say my kid ain't gonna do that. It's not gonna be my kid. And then the very people that are like, my kid will never do that. They'd be the first one to do it.
And I mean, when you're a kid, you always think you're right. First
of course,
you always think you're right. You always think your side is right, and your parents are always wrong, and your parents ain't being fair, and everything.
Man, I hate to say it, and I hate to say this because I hated this saying growing up, but kids think money grows on trees.
Yeah, they do.
And it's the reality of it as a parent. There's some things that you just can't avoid because the same things our parents told us growing up, we're telling our kids the same things.
But I flipped that thing. I got many beatings for flipping that thing.
Really?
Yes, I did.
Would you say yes, it does grow on trees?
Yeah. Because money's made on paper, and paper comes from trees.
You were asking for a whooping. You just desired to get a whooping.
But it's true, though.
Use this belt, not that belt.
It's true, though.
Use the frying pan, not the belt.
Whoa. Take it easy. Take it easy, sir.
Oh, man. Shouts out to Grant Pearson checking in. Lee checked in, and he took care of us.
He checked in and checked out.
He sat in to help the show out while I was gone. I appreciate the assistance, good sir. And Johnny Wilson, who decided to sit on my couch and not let me know he's in my house. Hey, shouts out to you, Johnny. Got me in trouble.
We tried to get him on here, man, but hey,
So, folks, one of the big things
beauty rest
that I've really been looking up and researching is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. JP, you heard of this yet?
I have not.
There is miles and miles of nothing but trash clumped together in the Pacific Ocean. It's like an island of trash.
Wow.
And it's only getting bigger by the day. Because we are not properly disposing of not only our waste, but disposing of recyclable items. Everybody's seen the video on social media of the lady cutting off the label to the Arizona can, and it's just another Arizona label underneath because the can was recycled. And she said, "Oh no, they've given us the wrong stuff." No, stupid. They recycled the can. But we got to do better because at the end of the day, we want to leave our planet for our kids.
No stupid. Recycled the can.
I had a Stewie moment. No
stupid.
no stupid.
Brian, do you think all of those are new cans?
Mommy.
The Great Pacific Garbage Patch.
But yeah, it's now 3 times the size of France. That's scary.
That's big. That's a lot of garbage.
And it's trash. We got to take care of our planet. We got to find what's curious to me is how no one has made an effort to go get all that stuff out of the ocean and burn it.
Well, is it possible?
Why not? Just take a ship and drag the net and pull it.
But 3 times the size of France?
Well, you have to do it in parts. But all I'm saying is, I mean, we got to be able to find some way to get that taken care of and reduce that and get rid of it. That's disturbing.
I mean, I definitely agree with you. But then when you're talking about that, then you're talking about who's going to fund this operation.
It should be an international effort because it's probably international trash.
True enough.
It should be an international effort. Just like in the movie Geostorm. It's an international effort to protect the planet. We have to make that effort.
True enough. I can agree with you on that.
For anybody that cares, President Trump. Yeah, that's right. President Trump is giving a statement on the House spending bill at 1:00.
No, that says President Trump.
It does say President Trump. Great job, CNN, spelling Trump instead of Trump. We need to take a picture of this, by the way, and put this on our page.
Yeah.
So that way, when CNN corrects,
Come on, CNN.
We're gonna at CNN. We've made it on the Inside the NBA. Now we're gonna make it on
President Trump.
They had one job, CNN. You had one job.
TURMP. Terped. I was terped up the other day.
Speaking of, how was St. Patrick's Day?
Man, St. Patrick's Day was crazy. I spent the better part of Friday on River Street promoting for Elon.
I did see that.
They had their Bud Light party that night, which was off the chain. And then that following night, I actually did the mic work that I wanted to do. And that party was crazy. DJ Envy was here.
That was on a Breakfast Club a couple days ago?
No, not Envy, Remy, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
DJ Remy was there. But yeah, it's if Elon showed out St. Patrick's Day. They did. It was not a dead night ever. From opening door to closing. It was consistent, packed.
So I saw the crowds were really good. Well, I'm sure everybody made a lot of money outside of people that were in the red zone because the vice president decided to come down and ruin business. But
Anthony Dooley.
I see you, Dooley. Appreciate that.
I said he meant jerk. Well played, sir.
I was very unhappy about the fact that the vice president decided to come down for the parade. And I'll say why. There are businesses that rely on that St. Patrick's Day money to make it for the year.
Yeah, true.
And they had to close.
Right.
Moon River closed. We always used to go to Moon River and get a beer during St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
Every year. Closed because the VP decided he wanted to come to the parade. Come on, man. And it's a lot of mom and pop shops that were along that route that didn't make that money.
Right.
So how do you counter that and provide them with the necessary money to stay afloat for the year?
You don't.
A lot of business. We're going to see.
But you know what the one thing is? The one thing that may or may not help Savannah in this situation, if the vice president will come to our city, then there must be something here. So that might bring tourism up.
Yeah, the port.
Possibly.
And the crime rate. It's number 3 in the country.
They want to say that, but
just keeping it real. But he came down to see I guarantee you he had a meeting about the port while he was here. But just too many businesses missed out on a lot of opportunities for income, and it's not a good thing. So hopefully that those businesses are able to recover and stay open, and do big things. Folks, we're looking to do some different things here with the show. We're gonna do some promotions here soon. You'll soon see a Sean Brown show with JP logoed vehicle rolling around the city of Savannah. Hopefully soon. We're working on that and doing some big things. Not a Subaru. It's going to be a Toyota, hopefully a Highlander. But we'll see hopefully sometime next month. So you guys are interested in that and maybe want your organization or your business to be promoted on a rolling vehicle that's going to go everywhere we go, or at least where I go. Let us know. We definitely want to get you involved and promote your product as well as promoting our product. And we can make that happen. Email us at theshawnbrownshow@gmail.com or go to speakingthemic.com and find out how to get in contact with us, and we can make that happen. We're live here in Savannah, Georgia, 5 minutes to the hour. That's right, 5 minutes to 1 o'clock where we have to say our adieu. And it's really 3 minutes to 1 o'clock. We came on 2 minutes late. But shouts out to everybody in Raleigh, DJ House, Q holding us down and taking care of us up in WQTS, the station in Raleigh, and everybody's listening around the country. We are approaching quickly our 1 year mark of being on the air.
That is correct.
So we are looking to do some big things. We're going to, of course, spotlight the guests that we've had for the year. We've got a few more guests coming in before we hit our 1 year mark, and some former NFL players, and we're going to have some fun. It's going to be fun. So we appreciate everybody sticking with us. Make sure you stay in contact with us and share the videos, folks. Share the videos. Listen on the TuneIn app. Listen on the radio because we are here. You can always catch us on the TuneIn app, or make sure you go to WQTS Digital Broadcast on the TuneIn app in order to catch us and listen to us in your car. You can, if you want to watch us, you can watch us on Facebook Live or on YouTube or at speakingthemic.com. There's an entire page just for the Sean Brown Show, and we are here for you guys.
That is correct.
Here for you guys.
We haven't done one of these in a minute, but I gotta stop the bus moment.
Okay.
And I don't have sound effects today. I'm in the process of getting another tablet, and we'll talk about that another time. But yeah, my stop the bus moment is a shout out. Just take a listen to this real fast.
You make it look like it's magic, 'cause I see nobody but you. I'm never confused. Hey, I'm so used to being used. So I love when you're unexpected, 'cause I hide when I'm unsuspected. I'm okay for you, babe, and I'm okay for you.
Okay, so that was a clip from Showtime at the Apollo. So,
Which I haven't seen yet.
oh, you didn't say anything, but that was Joshua Peavy, and guess where he's from?
Savannah?
That is correct.
Nice.
So he goes, Savannah's doing big things, man. Shout out to Joshua Peavy, man, going on the Apollo and representing, man. And you know what the funny thing is?
Did he win?
I don't know if he won or not. I don't think they really. Well, they do.
They do a
but
winner, then
yeah,
the
they do the
winners
winner.
goes to
But
the
I don't know.
finale.
I didn't see the entire episode. I just saw this part. But you know what the funny thing is?
What's that?
He's a pastor here.
Great song choice.
That's what they said. They were interested. I mean, maybe we'll play that clip Monday. But on
put it on the website.
why he chose that sound choice. But yeah, he's a pastor here.
Interesting.
But
We'll have to
still,
talk about that
man,
on Monday.
Yeah, making his way to New York City, Harlem.
Hey, big time. Big
Yeah,
time.
man.
Doing big things, man.
Shout out to you,
Congratulations.
Josh Peavy, man.
Congratulations, Josh Peavy. Folks, that's our time. This is the Sean Brown Show on WQTS from Savannah, Georgia. I got to send another big personal shout out to the Southeastern Guide Dogs crew and the Pulse of Patriots program. Kim Hyde, Las Capero, Katie Young. I appreciate you guys and everything you guys have done and are doing. Go support guidedogs.org. Go check them out. And we'll see you guys on Monday right here. Same time, same place. Mondays at noon. Lunchtime Grind on Sean Brown Show with JP. Only on WQTS.
Listen, SB with the truth, it might pierce your mind. And JP hit you with reality all the time. The way to keep it all the way 100, it should be a crime. Sports, news, politics, on the show you will find. Conversation grown, opinions they not alone. Savannah be the home, they coming straight for your dome. It is what it is, gonna be what it's gonna be. You are rocking with the Sean Brown Show with JP.